Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and very good morning to everyone. Deans, head departments, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank the corporate comms team for organizing this event. And I have been thinking of giving this speech in January. But in most cases, you can speak to your staff regarding their strategies after you listen to what ministry have said. But I think the ministry was not in the stable position in January because of black shoes and because other things. The acting Minister of Education, Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister, came in and he gave the New Year's speech about 2 weeks ago. And we pick up a few things and how we can bring into this AU some of the initiative that mentioned by the Minister of Education, so that we have to be in line or in sync with what the Minister of Higher Education or Minister of Education wants to do for 2020. So the theme of my speech this morning is about innovation and about disruption. Because we cannot be business as usual anymore. We have to be different. We have to move away from the pack, and we got to bring new things to our prospects. So the market is so competitive, that's why we need to be able to come up with something new, and also we need to make things better. That's why, the difference between innovation and disruption is that innovation, you make something better, and disruption, you make new things from the old things. So in the blue ocean strategy is that you want to move out from the red oceans to the blue oceans. So innovation makes something better. We have so many things, how we can make our curriculum better, how we can make our system process better. At the same time, can we do something new to come up with the new products or to change the product totally, come up with a new product. So this is a disruption and this is innovation. This is what we have to do for 2020. Because if you are a mathematician, you know the point of inflection. The point of inflections, whether you're going up or you're going down. That's where your point is. So you know how to differentiate 2 times, you know it's negative or positive. So we are in the point of inflection. If you are not careful, we're going down. We have to do it right to go up. So this year is very critical for everyone. Critical for the management, critical for the deans, critical for the head departments, and critical to all staff, that we must do something to make sure that we are moved away from the point of inflection and for us to go up. So we have discussed many times last year, starting from the retreat in Port Dickson, meeting a few times, creating the heads of all the champions. And we agreed for the next 5 years, we should look at the 5 key thrust areas. Number 1 is the teaching and learning is our bread and butter. Because the students come to our university because of the quality of teaching, the new learning, the support for teaching and learning. We need to come up with something new. That we call it innovative learning and teaching. Now they're talking about learning and teaching. During my days, last time we talked about learning, teaching and learning, TNL. But now they're talking about L&T, learning and teaching, because the role of our lecturers no more as a teacher, but more as a facilitator. So under this trust, we have 5 priorities and 15 action plans. We plan to launch during this event, but because of something cropped up during the Amanat Yang Amat Berhormat Minister of Education regarding they set up the blueprint or master plan or strategic plan for IPTS, and also looking at new act, Akta Pendidikan Tinggi. I think we'll hold on of launching our blueprint, our strategic plan, so that we can bring in what are they going to have in the strategic plans. We can bring in together so that we are not off tangent from what they say. So we can be that. Possibly we can launch it by middle of the year. I was also part of task force in coming up with the strategies for private education. And a similar system process, this is something that I always realize that a lot of system and process at the university still ad hoc, not well documented, and sometimes too manual. So we need to look at the system process. We call it seamless because we want to have a very smooth flow. And we have 3 priorities and 7 action plans. And this university is international university. This university is not a Subang university. This is an international university. We need students coming all over the world. That's why we put a strategy there to bring our university at the global level, to bring students from all the world coming to study here, and we also to see that the world recognize our university. So we have 3 priorities and 12 action plans. And any organization, you have a good system, the process, you got teaching and learning and so on, but if you don't get the right people, the good people, it's not going to work. That's why the people is so important. Besides their skill, their capability, they also must be happy to be in our university. So you have to look at the people as the most important asset in our university. So we must look after people to the extent that it doesn't mean that boleh relax, happy, and we have to work. But then at least you are enjoying yourself doing work. Those Muslims after sembahyang subuh tu cepat-cepat nak datang office because they like the place so much. It's not just coffee, but they like this place. So I said something that we need to see how we can keep our people happy and how can motivate the people. So we have 4 priorities here and 13 action plans. And of course, we're talking about sustainability. Sustainability is quite a dangerous word. Because if you look at it from financial perspective, sustainability means that no growth. So, dapat income 200 juta, 300 juta, that's it. Next year dapat macam itu, that's sustainable. But sustainable means we want to make sure that our university still exists. We must make sure that we support all the agendas regarding the sustainability, and we must satisfy our customers in sustainable way. So we have 5 priorities and we got a lot of plans here, action plans here, 20 action plans, because for me this is very important. Because AAU is not meant for 3 years, 4 years, AAU is forever. So we need to see that the growth, the development of the university must be there. It's not kind of fly-by-night punya institution. Dulu when I was in the ministry, when we started the Act 555, 2008, everybody want to set up the private university because they thought that is easy money, you know. So they buka tepi kedai, they buka atas Kentucky, they buka tepi McDonald, they buka. But then next day dah tak ada. Because they don't know how to manage university. It's not easy. It's not a kind of a simple business, very complicated business in higher education. You got money, but you don't have the right people, also gone. So really a big business. But if you do it properly, that's a good business. You can get a lot of profit, you can get a lot of income from your institution. So if we look at it, if we have this innovation and disruption and all kinds of strategies that we put up for our university, we expect a few major outcomes for this university. Number one is that whatever you do for the university, the most important thing that parents and the student ask is that, can I get jobs after I finish studying at your university? And the jobs keep on changing. The skill set that you had 5 years ago might not be suitable now. The skill set that you have now might not be suitable for another 5 or 6 years job. It will be different job, different spec, different expectation. So the role of the university is that we need to prepare the students for the future markets. That's why we say that we have to be innovative, we have to be disruptive, we need to think of something ahead. Because in engineering or in ICT, if you keep on teaching for the next 10 years, what are you, in terms of current technology, your student will connect the jobs. Because technology change very fast. Mobile phone, iPhone keep on changing, 3-4 models a year. All kind of things. Things change. So we need to prepare our students so that in another 5 years, 10 years, when the student graduate, they easily can fit into the market. Something that possibly because of the system and process, talking about people and so on, we heard that we can enhance the efficiency, productivity, and quality. Efficiency means that you can make the job better. You can make your output better. But productivity means that you can produce more, you know. So productivity means that the same number of people, you can produce more. Efficient means that the same number of people, you can do it better. So this efficiency, productive quality, require a good process, a good support, good training, and so on. Awesome customer satisfaction. Ini bahasa orang muda ni, awesome. I think some of us ni ramai yang sama waktu dengan saya. So awesome ni, apa benda ni? But this is what I learned when I was in the University of Young People. We talk about awesome customers, awesome classroom, awesome, all awesome. During those 2010, 2011, awesome is awesome words. Basically, we want to make our customers happy. Who are our customers? Our customers, basically the main customers will be the students. The parents, because the parent that sign the check, if there's a new students, if the students are mature students, basically customers supposed to be the other half. Maybe the other half control the budget. So, and our ministries, our customers, our staff, our customers. So we have to make sure that everybody's happy about our university. This is something that any organization try to do, try to hire good talents, which might be costly. We want to develop the talents, might be quite difficult, because you got to spend more money on training, and you need to retain them. You can retain them, you can look at their pockets and fill out the pockets. They can stay with you, but very competitive, because everybody is looking for the good talents. So sometimes we are never give you another 200 ringgit extra, they move, because they are looking for talents. Everybody is looking for talents, but you can develop the talents. You can have somebody that possibly C class, you can move to A class if you develop them very well. They require proper training and also grooming of the new talents. Growth for Samriti basically is financial. We need to grow our financial. We need to make profit. We got to make business good so that this university will stay on and on and on. So we cannot get away. We need to use technology. So the outcomes that a lot of technology will be used to create new value chains and also to innovate. And this is a global university, as I said. We must have international recognition, and I always like to say that we should transform the global community where they are, because we are borderless. We can go anywhere. We can have people in Sudan, we have people in Papua New Guinea, we can have people from Parigi, Sulawesi. I know that in Parigi, a lot of people stay living bawah pokok. They call it orang pokok. So a lot of them staying under the tree. One member of the family died, they moved to another tree because they cannot stay in that tree anymore. So a lot of people staying. There's quite near to Sabah, you know. If you fly, it's supposed to be only 40 minutes from Sabah. That's very near. Still, that possibly is our radar to try to help them. So that, you know, is our contribution part of the global transformation. So if I look at back 2019, because by end of this month I should be 1 year old in this university, physically, but I've been in this university for quite some time. If I look back for 1 year and try to reflect myself over the weekend, over the football, United 1-0 last night, and I look back at what's happening to this university. Number one is that the international student numbers very good growth. You can see the quite good growth in terms of number of international students coming to this university, either online or DL or full-time. But it's not something good about the local students. It's no, actually, basically like no growth at all. Something that we feel that if you look at the money, more on the local students. So because the international students, the arrangements and so on, the amount of money is not that much because we use the partners and so on. So it's something last year that we did not get into the local market. And also the governance, standard operating procedures, SOP, approval timelines, very slow, accountability lines, not sure where you get that much back approval. They require improvements. We need to see how the structure, we need to see how we run the activities, because in private sector, time is money. We cannot delay. In university, private university, the student registered today, they want a degree yesterday. That's what private sector. They want fast. And for our customers, they apply the application form this morning, but now they not offer letter. This is private sector. The time is money. We need to act fast. So the approval timelines must be very clear. But we cannot compromise, I said, we cannot compromise on quality. That was an important deadline, quality forever. Quality of our learning materials are being challenged. I got a lot of comments from the students regarding the learning materials. When I was in Indonesia, some of the docents in Indonesia reminded me to look at the learning materials because they said that not very attractive for them because supposed to be better. That's what they said. So that's why we are looking at this year under the Trust One Innovative Teaching Learning. We want to make sure that our teaching and learning will be always up to the standards. Huge number of inactive students. There are a lot of people registered to AAU. After a year, they went for honeymoon. We don't know where they are. So a lot of people spend for honeymoon. Thousands of students. So if you talk about revenue, if you can bring back those people, please come back and stay inside the house. Don't stay outside the house, stay inside the house, There's a lot of money there. A lot of money there, thousands in active students. But the most important thing, we must know why they went out and stay quiet. Is it they're having financial problems? Is that their girlfriend left them, dia pun, orang istilah orang muda kata, frust menonggeng? Or they got some job transfer, something like that. But we need to find the cause of the problems. I think the motivation is okay. So that they must make sure that their problem can be resolved. And as I said, that numbers, revenue are not in line with what normal financial accounting. Because usually the numbers reflect the revenue, but for this university, because the numbers does not reflect the revenue. Because when you have partners everywhere, some partners do this, some partners do that, some partners do, businessmen are good, And sometimes they use a lot of consultants, and too many consultants, and nowadays they are cons. So this is something that we have to be careful in looking at our numbers. Doesn't mean that if I got 4,000 or 5,000, I'm very happy. If you are in a normal private university, got 4,000 or 5,000, you are very happy. But here you're not sure yet, until you can see what's inside our account. Digitalization is standard construction, although we hope that we can be fully digitalized, fully online and so on, but still under construction. I can understand because ICTS, they got limited number of people, they got some other constraints, but we try our best, to make sure that by end of this year, we are almost like 80% digitalized online processes and so on. That's it, we are too dependent on the manual processes. Websites need to be improved because website, if you Google where is AU, still di apa takaful lagi. Tengok you masuk sini, tengok AU, takaful lagi. So we hire some group that have a kind of Google connection to change that. Pay them some money, not much money, but they're going to put it, because for me it's priority. Because if the address is wrong, that means your prospect say, macam mana ni? Dah bankrupt ke apakah? Dia bilang, tak ada apa ni? So this is something that is in the website. So we need to correct it and try to make it better, and try to make it like it's a really a window for everybody to see what is AAU. Digital marketing has just started. I think less than 1 year, towards the end of last year. We can see the effectiveness of digital marketing. There's a new marketing tool now, digital marketing. So just like in business lah, people don't go to supermarket anymore. They stay at home and do the online. Tudung online, food panda online, nak makan apa ni, kuih tiaw goreng online. In my house tu, I ingat post laju dengan Grab or Panda almost once every day. Because my daughter stay at home looking after the baby. Tengah hari nobody at home, so kuih tiaw, nasi padang lah, itulah, macam-macam. Dia order. Dia Grab maju. Jadi post laju hantar tudung. Macam-macam. So this is the new technology. And a lot of people use digital marketing. I think research publication still scarce. We need to see more of our PhD students publish papers, more our staff write some things, and hopefully that we can target for the Scopus index at least, if possible. But if you are good, you can go to Q1, Q2, that make your points better. And branding still weak. A lot of people in the country not sure of AU. We need to improve on the customer's experience, because student kata susah lah cakap dengan orang sendiri, the experience saya tak faham. Or susah lah, not so friendly enough. Cara bercakap telefon pun macam nak marah. I mean something that is not good for the customers. So we must look at how the customers experience. And then I always complain about the government offices in Putrajaya. Not office because I just cannot get that person if I dial. Just cannot. Tak dapat punya. But unfortunate because I'm staying in Putrajaya, last I pergi je lah. Kalau call, payah. I mean, I don't know, people don't pick up their telephone ke ataupun, I don't know. But for the customer's perspective, I'm not happy. ICT services, I think we need to improve. As I said, digitalization, my AU still banyak komplain, banyak lagi lah ya, my AU. We talk about the apps, still we have not started because of the limitation. So a lot of things that we need to improve with regard to ICT. And standard operating procedures, SOP, there are a lot of SOP but ad hoc. When we ask where do you keep the SOP, nobody can bring and show. So we need to develop, digitalize the SOP so that people change. Departments change, the deans can change, the VC change. Whenever somebody new come, at least they know how to look at the SOPs. Sales marketing, we need to improve. We try to support them. This year, try to get more hands in the sales marketing. Try to invest a bit more on the digital so that we can bring in more local students coming to AAU. Productivity and efficiency is something that we look at, try to measure whether the staff are productive or not. Whether 3 people can do the job or you need 4 people. That's efficiency. So then all this require technology for innovation, something that we can develop something new by doing more efficient to our processes and our job. But we know that major constraint in this university, everybody knows. Number one is that staff numbers. That's something that like chicken and egg. like chicken egg, because I can hire 1,000 staff, but where's the budget? I need to do this work, but at the end of the day, that fellow also, that orang sama, orang Penang kata pay mai tantu ya. Same people di sini, di channel ni orang tu ya. Habis ini. So we need to like it, but my experience when I was in USM, when I was in TELUS, when I was in UiTM, people who are busy, the one always productive. I don't know. That's my observation. Maybe I'm not sure. In some of the public university, the one that making noise, hitting at others, they are the one that not doing work. So, but I realized that the problem with is staff numbers. I got many things to do, but I always keep it because I don't want to torture people. People say, wah, suruh buat ni, suruh buat tu, tapi tak ada support. You know? But anyway, if you can organize, enhance your productivity and efficiency, I think with the staff numbers that we have, I think it's good enough to run this university for the moment, until your student numbers grow to 10,000 students active. In adequate high-level talents, basically is that we need more internationally recognized personalities in this university. But let's go back to the main issue lah, the chicken egg. So we need to think how we can bring in the good talents with a slightly low budget. Itu katanya kita ni high taste low budget. High taste nak international lah, nak apa lah, tapi budget very low. But we try to think about it, try to plan something, to make it happen. Managing costs is something. That's why I dengan Johari, every month go through the budget and so try to manage the cost. Make sure that we are within our mean. Taklah kedekut sangat, tak membazir sangat. We try to manage within our means to make things move, but at the same time, sometimes frustration, you want to do better, but always KIV, Product diversity and USP, we talk about USPs, People come to us to buy our products. What's so special about us? Apa universiti ada, wawasan ada, and public university pun dah start delivering ODL, UTM space, many, they got so many. Why they should come to AU? So you got so many restaurants. In Putrajaya, you go anywhere, so many restaurants. If you come from Kelantan, you go to any food court, there'll be nasi kerabu. The nasi kerabu, lasam, nasi kerabu. You go food court 8, food court 16, food court PK. So if you want to eat nasi kerabu, you always find which one is the best. Nak makan lasam, yang mana satu start ni? So yang able to attract is yang boleh give sesuatu yang difference. So people come to our university must also have that experience. I cannot get it in OUM. I cannot get this in Wawasan, but I get it in AU. This is a USP. Culture and mindset, I think the culture is right, but it can be better. In terms of the culture of, what we said, that the culture of academic, but we cannot do research so much because of, as I said, bullet number one issue. But the mindset is important. The mindset is that, we want to help this university to grow. Help university means help ourselves. So if you look at the key success factors for the university, number one is that good governance. We are trying to strengthen the governance. I think we have done almost like 70% of it, 30% more. We have imported former registrar from Yusuf Malaya to help us on the governance. So he communicated with me on some of the things that we need to strengthen, membership lah, structure lah, all this. So we try to improve further. At the moment, I can see that 70% done. So another 30% that need to be done, I think we should be able to do it within this year. System process, we talk about the system process, and not only all the processes, all the system we have, to be documented, but also we want to make it digital. So that's something we need to do because the system and process will determine the success, the flow, the operation of organization. The governance is like the tiang rumah. If you have a strong tiang, your house will not collapse. Kalau you buat tiang rumah yang kecil-kecil tu, like especially in my kampung there's no such a terrace house. My kampung all bungalows. My kampung semua, tapi dia punya tiang tu tinggi-tinggi. Pasal apa? Takut banjir. So tinggi-tinggi. So tiang must be strong. That's a governance. The system process is what you have inside. The kitchen, bathroom, semua sekali. You also, if you have those, that means you can live in the house comfortably. Quality of our products, we need to understand the market needs, impactful USP, efficient delivery, and assessment. I've discussed many times with Professor John, the way that we do the assessment now is a bit out of date. You know, too much exam-oriented. You know, the assessment always just like another exam. I think something that also in the Sajid Trust, one of the action plan is to look at the assessment. So assessment for people not on ODL is different from assessment for people in ODL. You cannot apple to apple between ODL and non-ODL. That we need to change the mindset of people in the ministry and also people in NQA. Technology is important, it's a game changer, technology. People, as I said, is important, and also financial strength. So for this university, we must have a good governance, good system process, quality products, supported by technology, good people, and of course, we need PT. So we need PT. Wasabi kita tahu lah, Joe tahu lah what PT means. PT means money lah. This is Amanat yang Minister of Education 3 weeks ago. He stressed a few things. Number one, he stressed on value, nilai. There means no point having a IR 4.0 and so on, tapi nilai, the value is not there. Because IR 4.0, as I said, you try to equip yourself with robot or technology. But the difference between robot and us is the value. So something that we must have the value. Modal insan is the human capital. Number two is they talk about STEM. Everybody talk about STEM, science, technology, culture, and mathematics. The problem in Malaysia now is that only 25% of students in school are doing this. So university want to have this. You know, polytechnic want to have this. Tapi where's the supply? So there's a problem in we don't have supply. So if can think something how we can help the government to increase the supply of students and so on by giving training to the teachers, the right training to teachers. Because a lot of people don't do science, technology, science and mathematics in schools because of teachers. I was in boarding school. After Form 3, masuk Form 4, we have to take AdMaths. So before kita start class, the senior said, AdMaths tu killer. You matilah ambil AdMaths. Itu lecturer tak guna tu. I mean, that's the type of perception. Belum belajar itu has a fear lah. Tapi because I like math so much, and I mean, for me the teacher's good. Not because he give me in the test 103 of 100. I said, sir, why should you give me 3 marks? Because I didn't expect you to do it. So, because of that, a lot of people shy away from maths and science. So that's a problem. And also the role model. Yang kaya-kaya ni is not scientist. Yang kaya-kaya ni accountant, lawyer, businessman, you know. If you're a scientist, you work with the government, sampai bila lah. Macam tu lah boleh hidup lah. Grade 41, naik 44, naik 48. Kalau akademik, lecturer, senior lecturer, associate professor, professor. Itulah line dia. Tapi daripada 100, tinggal ni, besok sikit. So, that's why they look at the icons. Now the icons is different now. It used to be accountants, lawyers and so on. But now they look at icon now is Maharaja Lawak, singers, dancing, apa lagi? Ustaz. Now ustaz is icon now. Because they really go and make money. And also be able to have a few more wives. So the ustaz. Pendidikan latihan teknikal, vocational TVET. They've been talking a lot about TVET. And pendidikan digital, that's what we are doing now. So Mahathir mentioned about pendidikan digital. I think it reflects well to what we are doing now. And he's mentioned about the Bahasa English. I think it's no issue with us because we are English medium. But there are a lot of issues in the schools. Pendidikan kewangan, a lot of young people now, by the time they reach 25 and 6, they are already bankrupt. Too many hutangs. Because they don't know how to manage their money, they don't know how to manage their income and also their spending. The young people, they like to spend, but it's beyond their capability. Perpaduan sekolah wawasan has been highlighted many years ago. It's always a challenge to bring the 3-4 schools together, sharing. But if you do it properly, it's good because mobility of students from sekolah kebangsaan to sekolah jenis kebangsaan Tamil, sekolah kebangsaan Cina, if we can mobility, sharing the field, form a football team together, but different schools, different schools, they share some of the common activities. I think that's good for them to their interval integration and so on is good. So this one of the Amanat minister want to establish this. Memperkasakan IPT, that means they're talking about the new acts. Akta to replace the Act 555 and Acts AUKU. This is kecembangan institusi dan keunggulan global and dokumen strategic penantang IPTS. The 3 last bullets basically on higher education. Something that we need to look at it where we can come in and contribute to the ministry and also to the government. For opportunities for AU under this Amanat is we need to see whether we can offer some programs to support STEM and TVET. Number 2 is that I come from ministry. Sometimes those people are basically coming from public university. There's nothing wrong with public university. It's that so rigid and so orchestra. Because the Senate, the board members always control in their way. They try to have education just like what they have studied in UM 20 years ago. What they studied in Manchester 20 years ago. So when talk about the ODL, ODL must have this, the buku dengan student must have the ratio, you cannot have they come to library, where's the books? And only a few books, they say, no, you're not good university. Because they did not understand what's ODL. So I think a lot of things in ministry, from my understanding, that require support from us. Into the strategies, into the policies. So we need to assist them. I think there's a few things we have in mind now. And for the ODL, we want to become a champion. Although we have a friend 20 kilometers away, but we won't try to beat them. Don't tell Mansur. Jangan beritahu Prof. Mansur. But I think it's an opportunity for us to be better. We need to go digital, paperless. This is part of digital learning, as mentioned by the Prime Minister. This is important because if you talk about the digital learning, digital platform, the digital contents, I think we are in a better position to train the teachers. As I said, the success of anything in school is teachers. When they developed the PPSMI in 2002, 2003, I was in ministry. When the post-cabinet, the minister at that time, Tan Sri Musa, came to the post-cabinet, they said, Prime Minister want to use English for mathematics and English. So at the back of my mind, I said, wow, I don't mind about the students. My worry was about the teachers. Because the students, if you pernah belajar di UK, you bawa anak 1 year old, 2 years old, you pergi sana, after 2 years, they speak better English than us. Because the children, they easily pick up and they mix. But the teachers is resistant. The resistant of getting into technology, resistant of learning something new. So that's really the cause of the failure of PPSMI. Because the teachers are not well trained. The students don't care, You teach me bahasa Kelantan, okay, bahasa Kedah, okay, bahasa English, okay, because they can easily pick up. The young people are easy. It's an opportunity for AU to offer some courses for the teachers with regard to the teacher learning. Internationalization is, of course, we are doing this. We need to strengthen international recognition, how to see that the world recognizes AU better than other digital learning institutions. And talking about value, talking about people and so on, I'm not sure whether I'm right or not, but I think mission, vision, and core value need to be revisited because there are some wording and so on that probably need to do some fine tune. But this one we need to present to the board, see how the board feels. If they feel that we need to revisit, we revisit. Because vision, mission, core value must be everywhere. In the lift, now masuk ni must be, because you come to university, you must know that I'm coming to organization with this. I'm working for the organization because this. You must know. You cannot hide somewhere inside the laporan tahunan or inside documents of the Vice Chancellor, report of Vice Chancellor, no. Must be visible. And people can see, you have this. So I think that's something that we need to do. There's opportunity for us to create the new value for our university. For higher education landscape, market is so competitive. So private market is so competitive. Even established university, private universities like Taylor's, also facing a tough time getting the numbers. More private institutions and public institutions are getting into ODL. So you cannot say that only AU, OUM, Wawasan, there will be more players coming to the ODL that bring us kind of competition. MQA, ODL, technology, all this, sometimes policy is also confused. And regulation is also not well defined between ODL and non-ODL, because I said the understanding of people who developing the policy and so on do not clear what is ODL. So that's the role of us to support, how we can support this. And perception by industries ODL still not really strong. Some industry, okay. Some industry don't want to take ODL product. They say substandard because they don't know about ODL. And also people now talking about micro degrees and micro credentials. It's a popular word now. Even the second oldest university in Malaysia, USM, in a board meeting last week, people talk about the micro credentials. And in Taylor's University board meeting last week, they talk about micro credentials because I'm in the board USM board. So it's a spy to me also, spy what they're doing. So this is something that we have been talking. I think the first time I listened from John, was John talk about the micronesia. I said, wow, what's the micronesia? I heard about microorganism when I was doing science in secondary school. So I list down a few priorities for the VC to look at this year. You cannot look at everything. You just look a few items and track it. Then if they achieve what you want, stop it. Continue to track. So innovative learning and teaching, we talk about innovation, we talk about disruptive. I think we need to revisit and try to embrace the new innovative learning materials. We talk about SIM, we talk about other things, so that our learning materials will be always up to date. Always something that meeting the appetite of the learners. We need to introduce micro-credentials. So I'm not sure how to put the target there. After this, I'm going to sit down with the champion to put the target. Possibly every school must come up with something for micro-credentials. And also, we need to implement online thesis supervision system. I think Professor Shah has been developing this. We wanted to make it. If this happens, we could be one of the universities that, having the technology to support the supervision of our students. For a seamless system process, we need to audit and develop all SOPs related to students' experience, operation, and administration. So our audit team, Dr. Zaleha, she has a lot of duty to audit the SOPs, and after that we need to develop that. Look, we have a lot of SOP, we have a lot. It doesn't mean that we don't have SOP. We have a lot of SOP, but you don't know where. Setengah bawah selimut, setengah bawah bantal, setengah bawah tilam, setengah bawah dapur. It's there, but you don't know. We try to document it, put in the better place for people to see, and for the audit people also to realize that we have well-organized SOPs. And also for under system process, we want to develop staff satisfaction index. So once we have this index, we want to make a survey to all staff. Are they happy or not? So if the score below 70%, something is not right with the Vice Chancellor. Why are your staff not happy? So whether you want to form a new party, to create a new Vice Chancellor, I don't know. People now talking about people talking about creating a new party, So that's politics, nothing. Politics is the art of possible. Anything can happen in politics. So there's no such thing tak boleh. If you are government servant, you never say tak boleh. Akan diberi perhatian. Tindakan selanjutnya akan diambil. That's a common message lah. We want to build the satisfaction so that for management, we want to see where are the pain points. Di mana the pain points? Salary, of course. Bonus, of course. Annual increment, of course. The pain points. That's quite common everywhere in private sector. But how about the infrastructure? How about the system? How about this and that? So we need to see where is the place that we can make the staff happy. And in most cases, the staff don't leave the organization. They don't leave AU. They leave because of the boss. They don't like the boss. That's a common management punya hypothesis lah. For internationalization, we try to appoint international distinguished professors or academic as our external examiner, visiting professor or wherever. As long as in our directory we have these very prominent people from overseas, either from Singapore, from Indonesia, from Thailand, from Philippines, or from US, from UK, as long as we can have in our directory, in our websites, that really give us kind of international flavor to our university. We need to engage with the foreign bodies in Malaysia because we know that a lot of visitors come into Malaysia through these bodies. A lot of British, when they come to Malaysia, especially the British academics, they always get in touch with the British Council. And for the Americans, they always come through the MESI. Because I know I was in the MESI board last time, and I was also chairing the Fulbright committee, selection committee. I know there's a lot of people coming in. So if we can have a kind of linkages with the British Council and MESI, just for them to come and spend half day is good enough. Come half day to share with us. So this is something that we need to bring kind of relationship. And our website need to be upgraded. So we need to see how we can improve our website. From the contents perspective, aesthetic, I think it's okay, looks good. People always look at website, they looks good. The only thing is that the contents, the storyline is something that we need to improve. For the people, we need to give a better training strategy because we know that we need to train people for capability building and also succession planning. This is a place that really high taste but low budget. But we have to do something. HRDF, partnership, and all that kind of things. But we need to have kind of strategy to support the, people's capability and also social planning. Another thing is that we, under people, we try to encourage collegiality and loyalty. Pasal banyak in many organization yang memburukkan universiti is that bukan orang luar, tapi orang universiti itu sendiri. They go out and say, tak gunalah AU, saya kerja 10 tahun, teruk sungguh AU. See? Pasal dia tak ada loyalty. Tengok penyokong United, merah semua, loyalty. So I think we need to find something that will enhance the loyalty of staff to AU and also to collegiality, that means working together, tak berkira, support each other. Okay, I think a few things that we have been talking in our discussion about, possibly we need to have team building, how we can encourage people to mix and understand and know each other. Possibly to have a few awards. You know, some university, they give 15 years long service award. Then give 20 years service award. Last time they give gold. I think Simana, I don't know. I think TELUS give gold last time. But now they give gold plated only. Because of the financial. Dulu real gold, you know. 20 carat or 18 carat, I don't know how they calculate the gold. But now there's a gold, but gold plated. Sustainability, we want to have 2,500 students. So that's what we plan to have, 2,500 new students and 1,150 local students. The rest are international students. And we need to activate non-active. Although 1,000 students, but in Marada, if you can bring 500, that's good enough. At least I can secure about 5 million there. So we need to see this. The Prof. Titi is looking at the mechanism, and Datuk Prof. Ansari also have a task force to move this. So we have to go together, how to bring back the non-active as active students, besides bringing the good name of AU, but we also think about revenue to us. And 5% saving on electricity. Last year, we saved 3% of 2018. So, and this year, we want to save 5% of 2019, which is about 22,800. I think Razi, I think Razi will, and also Nolina, we come up with something, activities, we can create awareness. The problem is awareness. You know, kadang-kadang aircon, tapi orang tak ada pun. Ada lampu menyala, tak main lagi. Macam nak main bola stadium, tengok seorang. So these are things that we can look how we can save our electricity. And to save 20,800 for this year is not that difficult. Because last year we saved about 14,000. So this year 20,000 upscale. That's for me is a low-hanging fruits. That's we can save some money. That's not only saving money for AU perspective, but we help the environment. You know, we reduce the use of electricity and so on. And possibly we need to refine sikit tentang lift. I can see now the 3 lifts all go to same level. I think possibly we want the lift be straight to the upper level or lower level. Tengoklah. So that, because the lift ni, the most power used when they jerk moving. Nak naik tu. Bila naik okey lah. Macam plane lah, nak naik kan, take off. Bila atas stable, tak banyak. Few lah. Ini yang banyak. So we try to look at the lift whether we can reduce, because the number of staff still, manageable. Recognition. I also to look at STARA for AU will be 4-star or better. We cannot go to 3-star. We are now having the 4-star punya STARA. Either we maintain that or we improve that. So it depends on data that we submitted. They are coming to visit us, and hopefully, I think that because the research component is not that, and also some other things possibly, but who knows? We might get 5-star. And I'm not talking about the time education ranking. I'm not talking about the QS ranking, because that one's beyond our capability, because there are a lot of things on research and so on. But I try to monitor the Weibo metric ranking. Weibo metric, they charge on the website. the content, how the impact website and so on, they look at and how many pages and so on. And for this year, AAU is number 71. And look at the Giak Mara. Ini saya tunjuk pasal Wan dulu daripada Mara dulu. Wan, Giak Mara better than AAU website. And OUM's better than us, 41. And Wawasan better than us, 57. And USM tak apalah, I look at USM. I look university yang mana terlibat lah. USM number 3 in Malaysia lah, this one normal in Malaysia ya. UiTM number 5 and TELUS 33. So we are 71, worse than Giak Mara. So we need to do better, and my target is that we should be at least top 40 in Malaysia. So I will talk to website people and how to get our website more visible and better contents in our website so that next year we should be better than 71. Banyak, even if you look at the Webometric ranking, I think kolej-kolej yang tak pernah dengar pun better than us. Kata macam mana ni? Yang tarik dengar Giak Mara. Giak Mara lebih hebat pada AAU. I say something's not right. Yang bawah tu benchmark lah pasal they've been established. But our partners, ODL 41 and 147. I'm not going to touch on higher education supplement because it's difficult for us, and also QS I'm not going to look at for OUM. Let us put a ranking, visibility of ranking through Webometric. So this is a VC priority tracking process. Number 1, we need to identify the priority champions because every bullet will be a champion. Then we refine the measurements, in terms of numbers. And we'll determine if macro credential, micro, how many we want, learning materials, SIMs, how many need to be improved. We refine that, we measure that. And of course, we track every month. The VC and the champions, we sit down to see the issues, the barriers, and how the management can support so that we can achieve the mission. So that's basically in terms of VC Priority 2020, something that we need to monitor. But I always believe with the support by everybody, with the commitment, with the vision, with the strategies, good people, I think AU will be the best regional ODL university. And we want to transform the global community because this part of the UNESCO, Education for All, part of SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. The role of university is to help the global community in whatever we can. So we are looking at the community that a bit, kita kata, less fortunate than us, how to bring them up, and the community that more from the advanced country so that they can learn something about the Malaysia education. I think that we can learn, that there is something that we can teach that German cannot teach. There are things in Malaysia, the Islamic finance, Islamic banking, that a lot of countries in the world, they would like to study. It doesn't mean that they're going to adopt. They want to study to make comparison. That's something that we also can offer. So with that, thank you so much, and all the best to everybody. And I think it's our responsibility, the Vice Chancellor, the deans, the departments, we need to work together. Alignment is important. Any decision, any strategies, we have to work together. In the big organizations like AU, you cannot work in silo. You must work as a team. So thank you very much.